Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Tuesday, March 4th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduced to number 7 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. When it came to today's energy, I felt a mild anxiety for today. That doesn't have to go for everyone. And when it came to the mild anxiety, it brought me to the feeling of needing to hurry up. It brought me to the feeling of anticipate. It's like anticipation, not necessarily anxiety, but there's a feeling of anticipation today. So today there's this feeling of anticipation along with feeling somewhat emotional about something, but the emotions are kind of covered up with this anticipating feeling. And when it comes to this anticipating feeling, it'll bring me to the thought of a deadline, wondering about a deadline when it comes to something, anticipating an outcome when it comes to something. But overall, when it comes to this energy, it brings me to having a hard time sitting still. Like you could be someone who's naturally very introspective, introverted, liking to have time in silence, time alone. And when it comes to this energy, you could easily find yourself just, mindlessly scrolling on YouTube or social media. Something about, long form content isn't doing it, even though, on a day like today, it's very introspective. You're seeking some kind of truth, but it just feels as if even though we're seeking truth, we want to understand something on a deeper level. It's like the different options that are coming to us as far as understanding our situation. Something about them feels not enough. Something about them feels like we want to dismiss and move on to the next. When I look, the moon is in Taurus, and moon in Taurus energy is nurtured by stability, security, familiarity, comforts, Venusian-based things. But we have Uranus conjunct the moon in Taurus. So the moon is in a place where with Uranian energy there, the inner world is going from one extreme to the next where emotions are concerned. And today is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Cancer. So Cancer does have a strong influence over today. I don't know, when it comes to today's energy, it will low-key remind me of one of those days where I wake up and I feel just a little bit overcast where my emotions are concerned. And it's like, why do I feel this way? And it's like looking around trying to find out, why is it that I feel this way? And when it comes to the energies in the day, adding up and reducing to number 7 vibration, it will bring me to the thought of, there's something that we don't feel safe about when it comes to our current situation. And most days we're able to overlook it, or most days we're busy with other things that distract us from it. And today it wants to come up. It wants to come to the surface. And there's possible opportunity for that thing to come to the surface, whatever it is. And when it comes to the spirit guidance energy, we have the black egg. And with the black egg coming out in the reversal position, the black egg in the upright position brings me to, I think of being precise and being clear about a vision. And with the black egg in the reversal position, when it comes to the spirit guidance, when it comes to today's energy, for some of us, we could find ourselves feeling emotional or frustrated at the fact that we don't know what we want when it comes to certain things. Or for some people, feeling a little bit shame or silly at the thought of wanting to make a change or making a change. I think of, say, myself after, say, 4 years in, 5 years into owning my salon and coming to the realization that I don't want this experience anymore. You know, the idea of it was great, but the process of it, like, I've outgrown it, and feeling a little bit embarrassed or shameful to admit. I felt embarrassed, I felt shame, but most important, I felt ungrateful to admit to myself that I don't want this anymore. I felt like, like I was ungrateful and I was going to be punished by God for not wanting this thing anymore. And I feel like when it comes to today's energy, for some of us, it could be that we're having a change of heart when it comes to something. And because we're having this change of heart when it comes to a thing, you know, there's feelings of shame for that. Like, I look at today's energy, we have Venus in retrograde in Aries, and it's squaring Mars in Cancer. And with Venus energy squaring, Venus squaring Mars, I think of some things that we value are conflicting our motivations. So I think of, like, Venus in Aries, I value myself and the things that motivate me. And Mars energy in Cancer, I'm motivated by home and family. And it's like me, myself, and my home and family, there's a contradiction, there's a challenge. It's like feeling like, I have to pick myself or this thing that I consider to be sacred, and I don't want to have to choose, but feeling bad for wanting to choose myself. For valuing myself, for putting myself first. I feel like those are some things that I'm getting when it comes to the challenges for today. So for some of us, we could feel guilty. I think of the empathic person who doesn't like to hurt other people's feelings and wanting to end the friendship or the relationship, or wanting certain changes in it, maybe wanting to set boundaries and feeling guilty for wanting to put themselves first, feeling guilty for, not being happy in a situation that maybe others think they should be, or they think they should be because, other people would want this. This looks good on the outside, but I'm not happy with it. I don't want, something about today's energy for some people, coming to the realization that they don't want a certain thing or they want a new experience and feeling guilty about wanting a new experience. And for others, there's something about instability and needing to get to the root of this feeling of instability. And when it comes to the tarot, we have the Lovers card in the upright position. So there could be something around a connection, whether it's a connection with another, whether it's joining forces with a thing, but there's something about something coming together. There's something about making a connection. And with the Lover's energy in the upright position and the Black Egg energy in the reversal position, it'll bring me to the thought of with the Lover's card, something about a connection, but with the Black Egg not having a clear vision on what that would look like exactly. So when it comes to today's energy, I think today's energy has everything to do with being clear about a vision of a thing. So when it comes to, say, wherever your foundation is weak today, wherever you find yourself irritated today, if you find yourself irritated or annoyed and frustrated today, it's because there's a lack of clarity around a vision. And because there's a lack of clarity around a vision, spiritually, unconsciously, there's frustration because we can't hit the targets we can't see. Can't hit the targets you can't see. So with a lack of vision, it's like wanting to get in your car and take a trip to this destination, but without the vision, you can't get to this destination. You're just driving in circles. And it's not until you're clear about what the outcome looks like, that's when the destination appears. So today's energy, today's frustration has everything to do with a lack of vision, a lack of clarity. And with yesterday's energy, for some, it could be that because there's a lack of vision and a lack of clarity, you're easily caught up into other people's visions of how something should look. You easily buy into other people's visions. You easily buy into other people's dreams, easily buy into other people's stories, and could find yourself in cases wanting to skip steps and purchase quick fixes, buying into other people's visions and stories. But today it's like there's irritation and frustration, and the irritation and frustration is because of a lack of clarity and vision. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed the pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. So when it comes to today's energy, no matter how much content you watch or whatever it is that you come across, it all comes down to the importance of being clear to yourself what your outcome, what's the vision of your outcome? What does it look like? You don't have to worry about how you're going to get from A to B, but from A to Z, but what does Z look like? How will you know you're there? And coming to the point where, because throughout this month of March, it's easy for you to come up with a vision of the end today. And then tomorrow you have another vision. And then the day after there's another vision. And then the day after that, there's another vision. And because it's constantly changing when it comes to, it's like, imagine setting off on a destination and the GPS keeps changing the destination, and because the destination keeps changing, you're pretty much just going in circles. It's like you have to lock in on the destination, and and that's it. And when it comes to today's energy, the frustration and irritation is because you haven't locked in on the destination. So because of that, something feels missing, something feels off. I think of the person, feeling like, I don't know what I'm working towards. I don't know what, I don't know why I'm doing what it is that I'm doing. I'm just mindlessly doing. And it's time for me to be clear on where do I want to go and why do I want to go there. And I feel like when it comes to today's energy, it's that where it's like, it's clear, you want to lock in, you want to make a connection with a thing. But the issue is, I don't even know what it looks like exactly. So I think of the person that says, I want to be in a relationship, but, relationships, every relationship is not the same. One person could want to be in a relationship where it's not traditional, while someone else might want a very traditional relationship. And it's like, you have to be clear about the kind of relationship that you want to have, so that if you're single, the universe brings the kind of person that can engage in that kind of connection with you. Or it brings me to the thought of, when we are locked on, maybe say we're locked on having a traditional type of, say for example, a relationship, but you yourself is not a traditional type of person, and you have this image in your mind of this traditional thing. And then when people come into your world who are that, for whatever reason, you push them away, send them on their way, because even though you're saying you want that, there's a part of you knowing that you don't want that. There's a part of you feeling trapped when these people come in, because that's not what it is that you want. So when it comes to today's energy, it just brings me to the thought of, us coming on, it's like, how would I put it? It's like, say there's different parts of us that are disconnected, and it's like bringing all aspects of ourselves together. A better example that comes to mind, I think of like a household, a family, and everybody being on the same accord. So it's like everything within us being on the same accord, where normally there's one aspect of us being distracted by other people's dreams and goals and visions and buying into it, while there's another aspect of us that want to have certain experiences, and we're just all over the place. Where to me, when it comes to the irritants and the frustration of today, creates an opportunity to help us to focus and be clear. And the focus and clarity comes from the fact that we feel irritated. There's this irritation that we're feeling. And I feel like the irritation when it comes to today's energy has everything to do with the lack of clarity and focus as to what it is, what is the final outcome, what does the end look like when it comes to whatever. For you, it could be career, could be relationship. But there's a lack of clarity as far as what the end looks like. And with that lack of clarity, like I've been saying, it's hard for you to get there if you don't know where it is that you're going exactly. It was a pleasure sharing this message with you. Before you go anywhere, let me know you're here with me by dropping me a purple heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.